I'm Lieutenant General Todd Semonite, 54th Chief of Engineers, and today we're on the road again here in Huntsville. And behind me, you'll see, this is the Engineering and Support Center in Huntsville, an unbelievable capability for the Corps of Engineers. The Huntsville Center has been around for 50 years, and they started out as really a ballistic missile defense system to be able to support our Army and our armed forces. But over the last several years, when we get really hard tasks in the Corps of Engineers, we go to Huntsville and ask them to step up to be able to provide enterprise solutions. With me is Charles Ford. He's really the director down here, the program manager, to be able to oversee a lot of these programs. Charles has been with us for over 39 years, and I hate to say it, but Charles is going to be retiring soon. I can't think of a better person, Charles, to be able to tell our team a little bit about what is the Huntsville Center, what are some of the things you've done, and what are some of the things you're doing now?
Well, sir, we started off, like you said, 50 years ago with the ballistic missile program.
Okay. All right.
And we branched off into NASA, ChemD, mill, anything that went boom, any major programs. But then in the early 90s, USACE came to us along with MedCom to see if we could install MRIs into existing hospitals. Well, since then, we've gotten to more O&M type, SRM type work. So now we have 41 projects, 41 programs where we're supporting installations around the world in O&M kind of efforts, ordnance kind of efforts, range clearance.
So we've got 43 districts that really do deliver on the geographic side, but Huntsville really does some of those very unique skill sets. A great example, in the last several years, they've done a massive amount of work on energy. How can we make our installations be able to save some money through energy savings? They've done an awful lot when it comes to some of the ordnance. How do we take care of making sure our place is a little bit better? One of the real big concerns that we're all facing, though, is this issue of cybersecurity. With me today is Dan Shepard. He's our expert here in Huntsville on the cybersecurity issue. Dan, I know that our nation continues to have a lot of threats. There are people that are out there that mean to hurt the United States, and we build an awful lot of buildings, so we've got to be able to make sure that those buildings are protected in the future. What are some of the challenges you think we might have in cybersecurity, and what's Huntsville doing now and maybe in the future to be able to mitigate some of those risks?
Well, sir, you're absolutely right. You're spot on. And one of the things that we've really got to get out to the field is to let the field know that they've got a resource that they can utilize, that we've got niche expertise in this evolving paradigm of war, basically, and our facilities aren't exempt from it. So what we're doing to help our districts and our divisions is to help write facility criteria and guide specifications, that are being used across the entire DoD. We partnered with our tri-service counterparts, and we're looking at comprehensive and holistic ways to protect our facilities. Our mantra here at the center is we want to build complete and usable facilities, but to be complete and usable, you got to be secure. And we want that ingrained into our mantra. No more different than brick and mortar.
Yeah, you hit a lot of key things there. Clearly, we've got to work with all of the different services. We've got to work within DoD and the rest of the administration. But we do have to be thinking ahead of what are some of those projected threats and how we're going to be able to mitigate those. So if you are a district out there, someone else in the Corps, make sure you're leaning on Huntsville, either for some of the stuff that Charles talked about, that you're leaning on our cybersecurity experts to be able to make sure that they're helping you deliver your program. So as you look behind, I don't know if you can see it all, but there's this massive wall that started back in 1967, and obviously we're 50 years in. I'm not sure where we'll be 50 years from now. We're going to need a longer wall to be able to put the great history of Huntsville on this whole wall. But I know that when we have tough challenges in the Corps, and we're trying to engineer solutions for the nation's toughest challenges, we've got to have everybody step up and be world-class engineers to be able to deliver our programs. And we cannot do this without the great leaders and the great technical experts at Huntsville. You guys are phenomenal. Charles, I want to thank you for a career of outstanding service. Dan, you're the next generation coming up. Keep pushing us hard and get us to where we need to be, because we've got to continue to be able to make sure our nation is secure from those cyber threats that are out there. So to all of you, make sure that you're leaning on Huntsville wherever you can. We're glad to have you here. Congratulations for a great job and a great 50-year history.